The second weekend of the Division II women's college soccer season is here, and two top 25 teams arrive in Dahlonega, ready for a ranked showdown here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. It's the 16th ranked Lady Flames of Lee and the 13th ranked Nighthawks of North Georgia. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nighthawk Sports Network. That's Sterling Allen. I'm Brendan Shabath. A huge ranked matchup between Lee and North Georgia today. Sterling, this is a very big game for both of these teams. Should be a good one.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Great matchup. We talked about it a little bit when we were downstairs. This game, ranked matchup for sure. Both these teams trying to start the season off really well. 2-0 for Lee, 3-0 for North Georgia. Both of these teams prolific goal scoring, so should be a really good game.
North Georgia 3-0, unbeaten through the first three games for the third consecutive season. They've scored 10 goals in their first three games.
Yeah, 10 goals. The big story, 3 goals or more in each of the first 3 games. They're 29-0-1 since head coach Kaylee Ralton took over when they score 3 or more goals. That is unbelievable. When you go and look at it, for 5 seasons to be able to score 3 or more goals and keep that, says something about the offense, but also the defense as well.
And for Lee, they come in second year under their new head coach, Lee Hughes. He's trying to get this program back to where they were, one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, trying to get back to the historic, record-breaking performances they used to have in their NAIA days. Alasia Nye, great goal scorer. We'll see her later on in the starting lineups, talk about her statistics and how well she's played. But yeah, just trying to get back. Obviously, still learning under the new head coach, but they've had a season. Now they're trying to get back and get going.
Let's take a look at the starting 11 for both squads. As you see it here for North Georgia, the name that stands out, Sterling, is Bailey Odinger, their lead goal scorer through these 3 games.
Yeah, 3 goals. Also has 2 assists. She's been the one, but like you said, 10 goal scorers. That's different.
Yeah, they definitely share the scoring very well.
They've made and Kaylee Ralton talked to us a little bit about it. They made a concerted effort to try and bring in attackers, bring in forwards. All 11 new forwards brought in over the last 2 seasons. So they've made a very, very big effort to do that.
And then for Lee, the name that we talked about already, it has to be the key player to look out for today, is forward Alasia Nye. She's their lead goal scorer. She had the game winner against LR in that 3-2 win to start the year.
Goal scoring is the name of the game with her. 4 goals in 2 games. She's unbelievable.
Kickoff between these two top 25 teams coming up in a few moments right here in Dahlonega on the Nighthawk Sports Network. UNG soccer field at Lynn Cottrell Park. We are just about ready for kickoff here on the Nighthawk Sports Network between the Lady Flames of Lee University and your Nighthawks of North Georgia. Welcome back, everybody. Glad you could be with us alongside Sterling Allen. I am Brennan Shabath. Sterling, a very big game for both of these teams. Early non-conference slate that could do a lot for either side in their potential seedings in the NCAA tournament. Let's take another quick look at the starting lineups in case you missed it. In the open, in goal for the Nighthawks is Isabel Lee, the graduate transfer from High Point. Alex Clark, Adley Wheeler, Grace McGill, Elise Baresi, and Chloe Diaz, along with Megan O'Brien, UNG's lead goal scorer Bailey Oettinger, Nina Lopez, the senior transfer from Georgia Southern Kylie Drew, and the senior defender Alexa Aronoff. For the Lady Flames of Lee, in net is Abby Whitcomb, a stellar senior out of Jacksonville, a preseason All-Gulf South selection. Megan Davis, their lead assister through 2 games this season. Nora Burton, a redshirt senior defender, along with Aubrey Benfield, a freshman in the starting lineup for the 3rd consecutive game in all 3 games this season for Lee. Grace Berry, their senior from Huntsville, another preseason all-conference selection. Avery Sides, Annalisa Lujan. Whitney Kerrigan, a sophomore from Centerton, Arkansas. Alasia Nye, the lead goal scorer that we mentioned in the open. And Madeline Franz, a freshman from Kamen, Germany, getting her 3rd start, as well as a true freshman. 2 very talented teams. 2 teams that have historically always been involved around the top of the Division II women's college soccer world, and it's really nice that we're going to get to see them showdown today.
Yeah, we talked about in the open 2 ranked teams, big matchup to open the year. So we'll see how these 2 teams play against each other. Abby Whitcomb, their Lee's goalkeeper, started both matches, played every minute of each match. 7 saves on 9 shots. That's a .778 save percentage, and she has 1 clean sheet in 2 games. So, one to watch out for. She's going to have her hands full today with this North Georgia offense.
The Nighthawks coming off a 3-0 win against their rival Young Harris on Wednesday this week. They've won 9 straight against the Mountain Lions over on the other side of Blood Mountain. A little bit in the open, but unbeaten through the first 3 matches this season for the 3rd consecutive year for Kaylee Ralton and her squad. They were 3-0 last year and then 2-0-1 in 2023 and looking to continue that streak with hopefully win number 4 here today. The Lady Flames will kick it off with Alasia Nye and Grace Berry at midfield wearing the white tops. North Georgia in the All Blacks with the blue numbers today. Good uniform matchup.
Yeah, great. A little partial. Crimson and white is definitely my colorway, but I always love an All Black uniform as well.
And we are underway in Dahlonega. Megan Davis with it back to the midfield. Davis, a transfer from University of Colorado Springs. As we mentioned, their lead assister games, 2 already this year. And the one to look out for on offense is Alasia Nye up in the attacking 3rd, number 20 for them. She's been all over the place. 4 of their first 7 goals through the first 2 games. And the Nighthawks get possession for the first time with the throw-in from Aronoff as O'Brien is dispossessed by Berry. These are 2 teams that were really solid on defense last year. That one gets past Aronoff, and now a chance for the Lady Flames. The cross comes in. Lee tries to come up. It's headed over the net, and it'll be a goal kick. Nora Burton, the one who tried to put it on net. Just a bit of a misplay there for Aronoff. Gave Lee their first chance of the game.
Yeah, trying to get in the flow of the game a little bit. Just missed that ball.
And so Isabel Lee, the goalkeeper. We've got 3 Lees in this game. We've got Lee University, Lee Hughes, which is the head coach of the Lady Flames, and Isabel Lee, the keeper for the Nighthawks. McGill starting at center back today, wearing the captain's band along with Adley Wheeler. Up the near sideline, Megan O'Brien. It's out of bounds off of her for a Lee throw, and it'll be Avery Sides, the senior from Colorado Springs. Sides, another preseason all-conference selection. It was Avery Sides, Grace Berry, and the keeper Abby Whitcomb to make the preseason all-Gulf South Conference team just a couple weeks ago.
You can see this lead team is playing with a lot of speed, not afraid to pass the ball into dangerous areas. That's something that this back line for North Georgia has to keep an eye on. We already saw once a little mistake allowed a dangerous play to happen. That just has to stop.
And that's one thing Kaylee Ralton talked about in the scouting report for this Lady Flames team is they're very athletic and they have a lot of speed and athleticism at all parts of the field. And it's going to be a lot about change of possession and counterattacks today. And her team, especially the back line, is going to have to be ready. It's McGill on Nye, double teamed with Aronoff and taken away. O'Brien, a touch too strong, and she lost it. It goes back to the back line with Isabel Valentine. Baresi just in front of the box. Clears it from the danger, but still the Lady Flames pressing forward with a throw-in. This is Barry. Nye tries to spin off McGill. Left foot taken away. Now McGill and the Nighthawks with a chance to run. Forward for Chloe Diaz, the junior midfielder. Looks ahead. That's Oettinger, the lead goal scorer on the far side. First opportunity for the Nighthawks to press forward. Oettinger past her defender into the box. Tries to stop and change direction, and it's defended well by Whitney Kerrigan. She boots it over the touchline. It'll be a Nighthawk throw-in. Alex Clark coming up to take it. Clark to Oettinger. Diaz towards the box, headed away. Valentine got her noggin on it, still in the area, and out it will go for another Nighthawk throw-in. That was Diaz on the cross looking for Kylie Drew, the transfer from Georgia Southern, her first season in a Nighthawk uniform. And it's another UNG throw-in again right in front of the Lady Flames bench. Clark gets it to Nina Lopez, the sophomore midfielder. Couple good touches. Lopez into a danger zone. Good move. Lopez right in front of the net. The shot. It's saved and cleared out. Oettinger still with it. Nina Lopez with a great run to do it on her own. The first shot on goal for UNG in this game, and now the Lady Flames going to try to counter.
Yeah, and that was a really good save by Whitcomb, able to get her knee out there and just stop the shot. Rebound came right to the foot of a lead defender, and she was able to clear it out very quickly. And
Whitcomb, a senior in this program, 7, now 8 saves already this season. She's got 120 on her career with the first one today. She had a career-high 68 saves last year, and as the preseason all-Gulf South goalkeeper, she's really stellar in net for them.
Yeah.
Drew had a chance. Diaz still picks it up. Clark battling with Barry, taken down, and it'll be a Lee throw-in.
Something to keep an eye on here. This Lee back line, when they're in possession, they only play with 2 center backs. That's fairly normal, and the wing backs will come up the field. But when they're not in possession, they play a very rigid back line. It's very compact. It's all within the 18-yard box. They're not getting out of the way. They're not going out to meet any of the attackers. It's very good shape.
O'Brien pressing forward. Just barely able to get it away was Sides. Now Sides again to the midfield. McGill racing for it. She beats Nye, who gets in position to defend, and McGill will retreat. It's a veteran back line for UNG, and there's some veterans in the midfield as well. I was talking to Kaylee Ralton earlier today. This is a very cohesive roster, joined by a veteran presence, particularly on the back line, but some really talented underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores, that are going to contribute to this team's success this year.
Yeah, and we've seen it so far. Not the starter today, but Sarah Woodall, 2 goals on the year. She's only played about 85, 88 minutes, something like that. She's played very well so far, though, so that's one of those freshmen to keep an eye on.
But you look at Nina Lopez, who has it right now, a sophomore midfielder who has played almost every game, has started, I should say, almost every game that she's been healthy. She draws a foul here, and it'll be the first Nighthawk set piece in a dangerous zone. The senior Wheeler will take it. Curls one to the top corner of the box, over the head of Diaz and headed up. Oettinger trying to get it on the second ball, She does, just outside the 18, tap towards Clark. Now into the middle. Diaz tries to spin, fouled just outside the box. This looks like it's going to be a yellow card. Maybe not. I thought he reached into his back pocket. I don't think so.
I can't tell exactly. Maybe going for the foam. I don't know if they use that here to set up a line of where the defender's allowed to be. Yeah, that's what it was.
That's exactly it.
I thought it should have been a card. It was very hard tackle, no attempt on the ball, really. But
I think that was Nora Burton, the redshirt senior out of Tennessee, on the tackle.
And a couple of feet from being a penalty. So if that's going to be something that Lee's going to play very physical, they have to keep an eye on where they're playing physical.
So now the Nighthawks a second set piece opportunity. Diaz and Wheeler discussing the strategy.
Yeah, talking about, hey, where should we go for goal, I think, is from this position. This is one you can't waste. I think you just go straight for it.
5 defenders on the wall, 4 Nighthawks in the box. Lopez just outside. It'll be Wheeler. Low shot, diving, Whitcomb. It is off her hand and saved, so a Nighthawk corner. Good opportunity, and they still get another set piece out of it.
Yeah, for sure. That's another really good save by Whitcomb. Really good shot as well, though. Able to go right through the wall. No hesitation.
Wheeler to take the corner. Aronoff is in the area. Oettinger right on the goal line in front of Whitcomb. Wheeler, a low screamer right in front of the net. Slips through the defense and cleared out. Grace McGill was around there. Nighthawks still with possession. And you have to be pleased with this early pressure, putting Lee on their heels, especially the back line.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can maintain pressure and keep a team from possessing the ball, mistakes are going to happen, and you can eventually get one.
And right on cue, Lee gets it back, but Nina back to the midfield to take it away from Malaysia Nye. A great tackle, and UNG still with it, trying to rotate to the near side. Aronoff, stutter step, moves past Barry. Pass nearly intercepted by Annalisa Lujan, transfer from Samford. There's a couple former Bulldogs from Samford on the field, Lujan and Adley Wheeler, who has it right now. Wheeler transferred 3 years ago from Samford. They were teammates in 2022, which was Wheeler's freshman year. It was Lujan's sophomore season. And then Lujan transferred away to Lee, and Wheeler here to North Georgia. Clark on the far side as she plays McGill with a little bit of space for Aronoff. Even more room. Lujan presses forward. Drew receives it and had it taken away. And it's Barry. Warm, sunny day in Dahlonega for this Sunday matinee. 81 degrees, partly cloudy, but Lynn Cottrell Park covered in sunshine right now.
Yeah, I don't really see, I guess there's a couple clouds overhead. It doesn't feel like it at all, though.
Absolutely. A hot one today. Certainly hot down on the turf. Diaz trying to take away Nye. They get tangled up. No whistle. It goes to Barry, and she goes back to the back line with Kerrigan. Lopez finds the loose ball in the middle. Gets past one defender. Up for Diaz. Tries to beat Barry, who's challenging from behind. That's Drew on the far side. And a Nighthawk corner again. Second one of the game.
Yeah, we saw in the Wingate game they went short multiple times to try and widen the angle, create a little confusion, draw some defenders out. This time they went, the last time, first corner, we saw them go straight direct. See how they play it this time. Sometimes it changes based on the side you take the corner from, in-swinging versus out-swinging based on your foot.
Clark frequently takes it on the far side. She will here. Towards the net, headed up. And out of the box, Lopez will chase. O'Brien trying to space on the near side. She plays back to Aronoff instead. And there's O'Brien with it. And a Nighthawk throw. O'Brien in a battle, receiving it from Aronoff, and it still stays with UNG. Second home game of the year for the Nighthawks. The first one that you mentioned, Sterling, a 4-3 win over Wingate in the season opener back on September 4th. That was a rematch from the NCAA tournament the year prior. O'Brien tried to get a shot. Ball goes way up in the air, now battling for it, and no whistle as Lujan went to the turf. O'Brien with a little bit of space to the middle. Lopez has 3 Lady Flames. What a move from Lopez. Puts a shot. Went into the goal. Tipped off the hands of Whitcomb, but Lopez with a nifty move, and the Nighthawks are on the board first.
Yeah, great move to keep the defender on her back, turn with it, take the shot first time.
Nina Lopez, her 3rd goal of the season, ties Oettinger for the team high. And 13 minutes into this contest, UNG takes a 1-0 lead.
And Whitcomb made a pretty good effort at it. She got a hand on it. Just had a lot of power behind it. That's a hard shot to stop anytime it comes in.
And well placed as well. It goes in at the top left corner, not exactly where it was aimed because it deflected off her hands.
It was more central, but it was still a very good shot no matter what. That's always going to be hard for a goalkeeper to stop.
And now here come the Lady Flames quickly the other way. This is Davis. The cross in. Stopped by Baresi. Now a shot on goal. Lee goes down to her knees to save it. The shot came from Lujan. And perhaps the Nighthawks a little bit too overzealous after taking the lead. A quick second opportunity of the game for the Lady Flames, but Lee and the defense do a good job to clear it.
Yeah, sometimes hard to get a little excited after scoring the goal. Kind of lose focus.
Aronoff dispossessed by Lujan. Into the midfield with Barry. Looking for the far side.
Great stop there. That was going to be a goal if it got past her.
And you can see McGill hip to hip with Nye, especially when the ball gets into that attacking third for the Lady Flames. Have to always be aware of where number 20 is.
Yeah, there's some players in the game you have to man mark all the time. She's one of those players.
This is Nora Burton throwing it in. Back towards midfield for Kerrigan. Barry. Here's Nye. Just inside the 18. Left-footed shot. Diving stop for Lee. It just goes past the right post. Isabel Lee able to get her fingertips on it and save the equalizer. It is a Lady Flames corner on the near side.
Full extension there. Get the hand down. Lucky it didn't bounce right over, but it was a great stop nonetheless.
Have to be careful here. Obviously, we know the power that Nye has with her foot. She scored both goals against Lenore Ryan with headers. And she heads that one down past the goal line on the outside, so a goal kick for the Nighthawks. So the North Georgia goal belongs to Nina Lopez, unassisted on that beautiful play. She was almost triple teamed at the moment she received the ball, and the misdirection to weave between the 3 defenders and find space to get a shot on goal was really impressive, and that's someone that we talked about. She's a sophomore who started almost every game last year that she was healthy for. She missed a few games in the middle of the year in October, 4 games to be exact, but she's really talented and a great addition for this Nighthawk team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, triple team. She also had her back to the goal. It's so difficult, not only when you have a player on your back, but to be able to turn and keep possession and then take a shot first time, that's beyond her years in terms of playing ability.
Diaz with a little bit of space, tried to find O'Brien, but too close to the defense and cleared the other direction. Nighthawks want a handball. They will get it on the high bounce up to the shoulder of Alasia Nye. So a free kick at midfield, and they'll quickly play it to the back line in McGill. Wheeler for Aronoff. Near side, O'Brien making her first start this season. She played in each of the first 3 games. Still looking for her first goal. O'Brien, a Georgia Southern transfer from 2 years ago. Cross into the box. There's Drew. Diaz, shot on goal, blocked before it gets there. And Nye comes in to scoop it up. That had on target written all over it for Diaz with a lot of power, and that was a great stop. It appeared to be Madeline Franz, the freshman from Germany, jumping in.
Yeah, those are the ones in practice your coach says, hey, lay your body on the line, get in front of that. And she did just that, able to turn her back.
Diaz for Wheeler. Nighthawks switching sides of the field well. They get a lot of space on this near side, or have done so early in this first half.
Yeah, the great teams, of any level change sides a lot to try and create space. And really what it is just you're waiting for that one player to say, I'm not going to chase him back and forth again. And then you take the shot.
Valentine with it. And Sides lost it. Arnoff quickly throws it into Lopez. Has Wheeler and plays her. And now Clark again, another switch to the far side and plenty of room. And a bad touch, intercepted. It was a nice effort by Nora Burton, but she couldn't keep possession, and it's a North Georgia throw-in.
It's really interesting. We see them playing wide quite a bit here, North Georgia. Last season they played up the middle quite a bit, and I don't know if that was just, lack of attacking strength or maybe the forwards didn't cross as well as they do right now, but they're playing wide almost every time they come up the field now.
O'Brien trying to beat Sides, sends it across towards the top of the box. Diaz got it on her foot, but couldn't maintain her body as she went to the turf, and it's taken away. The Lady Flames with a chance to go back the other direction.
Really accurate cross to get it right to the foot there, and then just unable to control it in the box.
And a foul in the midfield. Believe that's on Lopez. Clock stopped. I believe they said to stop it. Maybe not. Still running. No, stops at 26:54 here at the UNG soccer field.
Yeah, maybe. I couldn't really tell what was happening there. The referee definitely stopped the clock. But
it seemed like a late whistle, too. The ball had moved from that position. McGill heads it away on the first ball. The second, and Lopez nearly had it taken away. That was Davis dispossessing her into the far side right in front of the UNG bench. It's Burton with a cross and nobody in the area. Lee scoops it up easily and punts it away, intended for O'Brien. Diaz trying to turn and go. She does. O'Brien on a run on the near side. Diaz tried to go to her, but intercepted by Benfield. To the middle, Nye was in the area, but it's Barry who scoops it up. Still keeping her head up, trying to find Alasia Nye. Turns off her left shoulder, shot on goal, and Isabel Lee is right there. A soft little chip from about 10 yards outside the box.
Yeah, overall an easy save there. Not really a hard shot. Just kind of, let's get one on goal here.
So 4 shots for both teams in this game. North Georgia with only 1 on goal, and it's the one that went into the back of the goal from Nina Lopez in the 13th minute. Lopez matrixes out of the way as it goes to Aronoff. O'Brien with plenty of room here. Trying to work on sides. A couple touches into the 18. O'Brien cuts across. Shot! And in! Megan O'Brien with a beauty! Nighthawks on top early, 2-0.
She was by herself over there on that left side, able to just weave back and forth, finally got it to her right foot, decided I'm going to let it rip, and put one into the side net.
And that was what we were just talking about, that ability to switch the side of the field, and she had plenty of room Her nearest defender, Avery Sides, 15, 20 yards away at the time O'Brien received the ball. Eventually closed as O'Brien got into the box, but that gave her plenty of time and space to make the move she needed to get a shot on goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's always it's always a good thing when you can get the ball to an open attacking player, but it's not amazing as a defender when you have to chase back and then you're on the back foot, and by the time you get back there, you have no chance.
O'Brien, her first goal of the season. And another chance for UNG right here with Aronoff. Aronoff uncovered, now slides back. She puts a shot that gets blocked at the last moment by Benfield. Oettinger looking for a cross. She gets one. It's headed by Valentine. Still in danger. Diaz between two defenders, between another, and just lost it at the last moment. North Georgia's offense impressive early in this first half. Just over 20 minutes gone and a 2-0 lead, and it's been all in their attacking third primarily through these first 20 minutes.
We don't have a possession stat, but if we did, I would say it'd probably very lopsided towards North Georgia's way.
90-10?
I wouldn't go that far, maybe.
I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the 80-20 range.
Yeah.
We have seen Lee make some moves up the field, and so that's but that's always nice when you're an attacking team to just say, all right, we're playing in our half today.
Aronoff up for Drew, trying to race it down, and she just won't get there. A bit too strong.
Good effort
from the senior defender.
Good effort to get back there, though. Sometimes you'd see the player just put their thumb up and say, good pass. I just a little hard.
And it's interesting that the possession has gone the way that it has. Obviously, it takes some time to get into a rhythm when the game starts, and you're feeling each other out a little bit, trying to understand the other team's tactics and exploit the weaknesses. But Lee had possession for the first 2 or 3 minutes in the attacking third and even got a shot towards the net. And when the game started at the very beginning, and since then it's really been all North Georgia except for 1 or 2 Lady Flames possessions.
Yeah, that could just be the strength of North Georgia's offense getting into rhythm and saying, we're going to put our foot down a little here.
Clark trying to keep it in, does over the head.
But that's also just something to say about the defense, not allowing them to maintain possession, clearing the ball out, getting it upfield, getting it to the attackers.
Kerrigan the throw-in. That's up to Ava Smith, a freshman from Westfield, Indiana, who's into the game for the first time. Lee, dangerous clear, and it's still not out of danger yet. And it slips through everybody on the far side, and Lee just gets rid of it. Isabel Lee, that is.
That's not confusing at all.
I was just thinking that. So Alasia Nye substituted out here in the first half, so she gets a breather for the time being. Interesting decision by Lee Hughes to make that call right now, trailing 2 goals early in this game.
Yeah, that might be something that maybe let her rest for about 10 minutes, something like that, and come back in towards the end of the first half. Fresh legs, not tired at all. When the rest of the defense for North Georgia's been out there for 35, 40 minutes.
Wheeler weaved through the defense and got a foul call for a free kick at midfield, up for Oettinger with some space. Defended by Lucy Smith, sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee. Oettinger's cross over the crossbar and too strong.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be a cross right over the middle. I couldn't tell. I thought it had ricocheted off of one of the lead defenders' foots. Apparently it did not.
And Mallory Miller, junior from Gilbert, Arizona, Campo Verde High School, checks in. She takes the place of Madeline Franz. When Nina Lopez scored the first goal of this game in the 13th minute, that marked the first time this season that the Lady Flames had trailed on the scoreboard. They opened the year at Lenore Rhine, who was receiving votes in the United Soccer Coaches preseason poll. Took a 2-0 lead in that game. The Bears scored 2 goals in the second half in 8 minutes to tie it before Alasia Nye won it in the 87th minute with a header to take that 3-2 win. And then against Tusculum, 3 first-half goals for the Lady Flames led to a 4-0 victory. So this is the first time they've had to play from behind this season. And they'll get another opportunity here with a set piece as Grace Berry, the senior midfielder, is ready to take it. Berry delivers to the top of the box. North Georgia may be waiting for an offside. It's in dangerous territory. It goes over the goal. That was Ava Smith on the reception. And it's just a goal kick. Now the Lady Flames pressing the back line with that 2-goal deficit that we talked about. And over the head of Aronoff, a throw-in in the attacking third.
And that's something we saw in that Wingate, the first game of the year, where they started playing out the back and just pressed a little. The other team pressed a little too high and forced mistakes from North Georgia. We saw 2 goals happen in the Wingate game. We just saw them turn the ball over here.
And whistle, I'm going to get a sub as Annalisa Lujan goes off. That's Riley Bradley, a freshman from Boiling Springs, North Carolina. This is a diverse Lady Flames team, a lot of players from a lot of different areas of the country. We also mentioned Madeline Franz from Germany. Started this game as a freshman in the midfield.
You can always tell the coaches recruiting, whatever you want to call it, by the roster, right? If they're from all over the place, the coach does not care about recruiting in-state. If they're a bunch of transfers, they want to get experienced players. For North Georgia, they do have quite a few from Georgia here. That makes sense. You're in Georgia. Go recruit. It's a great soccer state.
And for Lee Hughes, the head coach of the Lady Flames, this is his second season. The head coach in college soccer, was an assistant at Texas for a number of years. 3 seasons from 2021 to 2023 before taking the head coach position in Cleveland, Tennessee. Took over for Chris Hennessy, who had a very strong legacy with the Lady Flames. Hennessy took over in 2015 in their first year, transitioning to Division II, and held that spot for 8 seasons until 2023 when he moved to South Alabama, where he remains right now. Hennessy, 130 wins, 31 losses, and 21 draws in his 8 seasons with the Lady Flames. They won the Gulf South regular season and tournament 3 different times. He was 3-time Coach of the Year in those same seasons. So a lot for Lee Hughes. Big shoes for him to fill. And this is a yellow card for Bailey Oettinger.
Maybe just a little frustration there getting over. Looked like, I couldn't tell from here, looked like an elbow, as she was running. Which is if that is the case, very lucky it's just a yellow card, because that could have, if it is a yellow, that's a red.
And that's her first of the season for Bailey. The Lipscomb transfer joined the Nighthawks last season. And a little bit of delay before we resume play here. Looks like Valentine will take the free kick once we're ready. I believe the official having some words with the Nighthawk coaching staff and Kaylee Ralton. Up to the near side, right in front of the UNG bench. Clark plays it back to her keeper, Lee. Has to get rid of it quickly and does. Diaz right in front of the bench, spins away and finds Clark. Up for Drew. Strong touch, and she does go and get it. Oettinger has to backtrack a little bit. Wheeler.
You can just see Lee starting to press a little more. Like we were talking about that possession, maybe that arrow is starting to tick more towards Lee's way. Still a long way to go, though.
And a couple Nighthawk substitutes as well. Part of that underclassmen crew that we talked about. Sarah Woodall, the freshman with 2 goals already this season. She checks in, and so does Blanca Cruz, a sophomore from Snellville. Blanca, a goal against UNC Pembroke in the second game of the year. She had 2 goals last season. Blanca was actually the inaugural Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week last year in the first possible week of the season that it was awarded. She got it for 2 goals that she scored at Limestone in a win for the Nighthawks, and started her collegiate career off very hot and was actually unable to find the net the rest of the season. So it was good to see her score at Pembroke on the road and get back into the box score. She's very talented forward for the Nighthawks, who has a chance to be a really good goal scorer for them. McGill finds Cruz, bumped off of it by Valentine. Cruz trying to chase. Aronoff stops that pass, but it goes out on the near side. And McGill trying to keep it away. Dangerous spot. Smith was the one pressing. Now here's Barry with it. Couple moves, a shot. Lee punches it away. What a save from the North Georgia keeper.
Yeah, great save to get her hand up there and just punch that ball right over the crossbar.
Barry with the strong defense and then nice move to get open and get the shot. And Isabel Lee with a huge save.
Yeah, I guess she just went back and forth a little bit with the footwork. I couldn't exactly tell how she got past 2 defenders there, but either way she did, got a shot on goal.
A corner towards the back post. Lee tries to get there. It's headed the other direction, and Drew just rids it of the danger over the touchline on the far side. A Lady Flames throw-in. Wheeler up for Cruz. Highly and Woodall gets it to Drew. She steps back, and now Woodall with a little bit of space. Lopez moving towards the middle. Plays Aronoff.
This is that switching sides you were talking about. See Megan O'Brien in loads of space over here by herself.
Aronoff just outside the 18. Trying to play it forward for Cruz. She does get there, turns, shoots, and it gets across. Believe that was an attempt for goal, and it'll be a Lady Flames goal kick.
If that was an attempt at goal, that's very ambitious. I'd say it's more of just let's get the ball back towards the middle of the and put a head on it.
I'll tell you what, if anyone's ambitious with where they're going to take their shots, Blanca Cruz is certainly one of them.
That is true.
The 3 goals that she has scored in her young North Georgia career, all very impressive, especially the recent one against Pembroke. Had a defender on her back in the first half as she received a throw-in, turned off her left shoulder, took 1 touch, and then fired a rocket from just inside the box below the crossbar for the goal.
That's not to say that I haven't seen goals scored from.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You see it. Just.
I don't think there's anywhere Blanca Cruz can't score from. I'll say that.
The important thing is she doesn't think that there's anywhere she can't score.
Yeah. And Clark had it taken away. Wheeler was there to protect her, though, and get it back to the keeper, Lee. McGill up for O'Brien. Closing on defense is Megan Davis. Excuse me, that's Avery Sides. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this opening half. North Georgia up 2-0 over the Lady Flames. Goals from Nina Lopez and Megan O'Brien. And they've really controlled this first half in possession and in tempo. But now here's a chance for the Lady Flames. With it is Smith into the box, into a highly trafficked area. She still has it and just barely kicked away by Aronoff, and a foul on the Lady Flames. Can't believe they didn't get a shot on goal there.
I couldn't see exactly. It looked like that was either Nina Lopez or Chloe Diaz who got back there in a flash and was able to put a stop to that goal scoring opportunity, I should say.
The Lady Flames with 4 shots on net in this first half, but still have not found the back of the net. The Nighthawks have converted on both of their opportunities on target. Baresi with some time. Cruz tried to play for Kylie Drew. It goes too much to the midfield, and she won't get there before Whitcomb clears it. There's a good touch by Woodall. Aronoff to Lopez. Hesitation, now moves into the attacking third. Still on her foot. Lopez tried to cut back. It will be a North Georgia corner. And another opportunity for UNG.
Yeah, and she realized, I think she was about to pass it there, and then she just realized, I've got all this open space right in front of me. I'm just going to keep going until they stop me.
Wheeler will take the set piece. Aronoff moves into the area in case they want to play it short. They have not yet.
And I don't know if you'll see it here. They've got 2 defenders already out there, so it just doesn't really make sense to do that.
Wheeler towards the net, towards the back post, and Whitcomb goes up and snatches it before anyone else can get there. Whitcomb, a second-team all-conference selection last season, was second in the Gulf South in save percentage, 5th in total saves with that career-high 68 that we mentioned earlier. She's been busy today. And a substitution for both teams. Sam Cottle checking in for the first time. And so is Sydney Clemens, the 2 number 10s for these squads. Cottle, the sophomore from LaGrange. Tied lead returning goal scorer from last season with Odinger. They each had 6 net finders a season ago. Cottle with 1 goal so far this year. Came against Pembroke as well in that road match, the second of the season.
I think she's one of the players that this coaching staff for North Georgia wants to get going a little bit. Like you said, tied with the leading returning goal scoring. So she's definitely one, especially off the bench, that's an impact player. It's always nice to have, a super sub, as they might call it.
Yeah, she started really hot last year to begin her collegiate career. Had 4 goals in her first 5 games, including a brace in one of those. Only scored twice over the next 15 games. Petered off on the production a little bit. I think the dynamic of the offense changed as well. But when we talk about the young firepower for this North Georgia team and the talented underclassmen that they have, Sam Cottle is certainly at the top of that conversation.
Yeah, the future is bright for this program in the attacking side. I still think the defense needs a little work, but that's something that can easily be, recruited, and you can find people, even attackers, who can say, all right, maybe we're midfielders or anything like that, who can say, let's try you out at left back or right back and see how you do.
And historically, this defense has always been strong for the Nighthawks. It's been one of the calling cards for Kaylee Ralton and her coaching staff. And so they've made a concerted effort to be intentional with adding not only firepower up front and the ability to score and score more, but depth at that position as well. Not only depth on the roster with multiple players who can play up front, but players who can also play up front and play in the midfield and even play in the back line. You look at someone like Grace McGill, played left forward in the season opener. Now she's at center back in this game. But when you look at the makeup of this roster for North Georgia, 11 forwards on this roster, all of them joined the team either this year or last season. And so it's a very young group. The only upperclassman, Kylie Drew, the transfer from Georgia Southern, as Cottle won't get to that ball, played from Woodall, and Whitcomb will punt it away with just over 5 minutes to go. But they're not only trying to add that firepower for now to be better this year, but obviously building in the future 10 of those 11 forwards underclassmen.
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, you can go recruit, you can go get transfers, you can go get all these people who are, in the transfer. You can go get a senior who's going to score 20 goals a year. That's great, but they're only going to be there for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it says a lot about Ralton and her staff and the type of people they are and type of coaches that they are. If you're a high schooler paying attention to this program and thinking about joining the Nighthawks, you know that you're not just going to be there for 1 or 2 years because this coaching staff is not recruiting you for that purpose. They want you in it for the long haul because they care about you and care about your development, and that's been a key thing for this program. They want to get players in here at a young age, develop them into the type of player that can benefit this program, and then let them shine in the later years.
And the other thing that helps that is playing early. A lot of these newcomers, they start right away. They come off the bench and they play a lot of minutes. That's something that when you're a recruit, when you're someone who's looking, all right, where am I going to go? Where am I going to play? When you see, okay, 6 out of the 11 starters or 6 out of, whatever are freshmen and sophomore, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and I think they have the attitude that the best players are going to play in the best positions that help the team succeed. So if you want to find playing time, you've got to go earn your spot. And they don't care how old you are, how young you are, whatever. If you earn your spot, you'll get your playing time. So nearing the halftime break, 3.5 minutes to go. North Georgia still with the 2-0 lead. Over the head of Cruz. Back to Clark in front of the bench. And out of bounds, a Lady Flames throw-in. How critical for Lee is it to try to find the back of the net before halftime? That could do a lot for their momentum.
Yeah, momentum's a big thing. I don't know if it's so much critical because you can come back out in the next 45 minutes and get one. But like you said, momentum's a big thing. And if you can get one here right before halftime, not only do you feel good going in, but you also North Georgia may be thinking, man, we could have just gotten out of there with a clean sheet.
Couple subs for UNG. Hernandez and Angelina Newer-Behesht. Hernandez, the junior from Sharpsburg, Georgia, in her 3rd season with the Nighthawks. Newer-Behesht, a freshman transfer from Kennesaw State, redshirted with the Owls last season. And that was Hernandez taken down in the midfield by Miller. No whistle. And there's a later whistle for a foul on UNG. Free kick for the Lady Flames.
Yeah, it looks like that was advantage being brought it back to the spot where the original foul happens.
Yeah.
Because there was a foul. The lead attacker pushed off her defender there. That would have been North Georgia free kick going the other way.
Isabella Valentine will take this one. 4 Lady Flames just outside the 18-yard box. Valentine high and short to that direction at the top of the box. McGill heads it down. Newer-Behesht forward for Cruz. And Hernandez and Newer-Behesht with a little bit of space. Angelina chases it down, and it's just too strong as Sides gets rid of it and stops the counter. O'Brien to Newer-Behesht, and off of her on a touch too strong. Back the other way. A Lee throw in for Riley Bradley. Under a minute to play in the opening 45. Plenty of time left for this Lady Flames team to get back into this game, but North Georgia has had all the momentum in this first half, and they've got a late counter here. That's Cottle on the far side, into the middle. Hernandez just late getting over there. A throw in for UNG with 36 seconds to go.
It's a really good idea. Just the support was a little late getting up there to her.
Cottle was going to Clark with under 30 seconds. Goes and pulls it. She plays the sophomore. Back to Clark in the corner. Looking for space. Goes between the defender. Hernandez couldn't get there, and out it goes again. 15 seconds to go. One last quick chance, maybe a shot for North Georgia. Clark's got to get it in quickly. 10 seconds. Hernandez lost it, and that should conclude the first half as it goes out of bounds right near midfield. North Georgia dominating the first half. Sterling Lee leads the shots on goal category, but the Nighthawks converted on their only 2 shots on target. It was Nina Lopez in the 13th minute, and then Megan O'Brien a little bit later to take that 2-0 lead. A really strong first 45.
It doesn't matter how many shots on goal you have if they don't go in. So North Georgia will take this 2-0 lead into half, feeling confident, feeling good, come back out in the second half and maintain, and we'll see if they can add to it.
Both teams will head to their locker rooms. We'll take a break up here in the booth for this top 25 matchup on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Stick around. The halftime show coming up when we return.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through.
With the highest rankings in heart surgery and heart attack treatment, the future of heart care is happening here at Georgia Heart Institute, where Georgia's hearts are always on our minds.
That old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Georgia Heart Institute.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home. For intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device, all at once. With local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season! The confetti is gonna fall.
There she goes, and she's got it. How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
These are the moments that live on, that we'll talk about for years to come. We come here to see history made, sharing in the wins and the upsets.
Together. Because whether we're players or fans, we're all on the same team.
And to us, this is more than just a game. It's an important moment in our lives, one that's worth protecting.
So if you see something, say something. Report suspicious activity to your local authorities.
Here in beautiful Dahlonega, your home is more than just a place. It's a place you run to. But every home faces the wear and tear of weather over time. And when it comes to protecting your family, a quality roof is everything. Our team is dedicated to protecting Dahlonaga's families and landmarks alike, with roofs that stand up to Georgia's unpredictable weather and keeps our communities safe and dry. From storm-resistant shingles to energy-efficient options, our roofs are built to last, backed by our product and labor warranties and a commitment to quality that's unmatched. Whether it's a small repair or a complete replacement, we've got you covered, Dahlonega. Call Joshua 19 today for a free consultation. Protect what matters most with a roof you can trust. Joshua 19, proudly roofing Dahlonega, one home at a time.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
I need to try it first.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes. Act with respect, and be officially human.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Here in Dahlonega, we treasure our history.
We treasure our waterfalls.
We treasure our wine.
But most of all, we treasure our guests.
We are a family.
We treasure our community.
And we're an experience for you to discover.
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 The heart of the Georgia mountains.
The heart of the Georgia mountains.
Discover the heart of the Georgia mountains.
The mountains are open.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes. The NCAA programs deliver $4 billion in scholarships every year. Those D1 scholarships are now guaranteed. Health and well-being services are mandatory. Student athletes get tutoring as well as financial literacy coaching because almost everyone is going pro in something other than sports. The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes.
Today's broadcast of the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by Fernie. Furnish your workspace today. By Coca-Cola, the official sideline partner of Nighthawk Athletics. By Achasta, Golf, Community, Tranquility. The Northeast Georgia Health System, the official healthcare provider of UNG Athletics. And Joshua 19, proudly roofing Dahlonega, one home at a time. 45 minutes down here in Dahlonega, and North Georgia leads 2-0. Let's take a look at some other news around Nighthawk Athletics. The nest eggs for today, the men's and women's basketball schedules released earlier this week, both of them with some marquee non-conference games, and then the Peach Belt season obviously starts a little bit earlier this year with the addition of Middle Georgia to the conference this season. Basketball, all of a sudden, is right around the corner, and before you know it, we'll be over in the Convocation Center broadcasting those games as well. Very excited for basketball season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I have a little different role over there behind the camera, but I have a lot of fun. We all do. It's especially fun when the teams are good, and they have been these last few years. So
yeah, you'll be directing some of those shows this year.
We'll see.
The women's cross-country team hosted the 13th annual UNG Cross-Country Invitational on Friday that was. Finished second place behind Georgia College, another good, strong showing for them. That was at the UNG Gainesville campus in the UNG cross-country course. Always fun to get out to Gainesville and have some North Georgia athletics events out there. The men's soccer played at Allen Creek and had a strong crowd in Gainesville on Thursday, what was a big draw for them against Tampa. And then also in Gainesville this week at Chattahoochee Golf Club is the 4th annual Mizuno Invitational, hosted by North Georgia, the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, Coach Worley's building a dynasty up here in Dahlonega. I mean, dominated the Savannah Lakes Invitational, won by 15 strokes, so they're getting things going starting early this season. and I'm sure he's excited to make another summer trip down to Florida.
Absolutely. Men's golf, 2 straight appearances at the national championship, made it to the semifinal match last season, and the national championship were the runner-up the year before. So golf season, the fall slate at least, back underway, and we hope many of you can tune into the live coverage and maybe even make it out to Chattahoochee to watch the Nighthawks in the Mizuno Invitational this week. So North Georgia ahead 2-0 at halftime here, just a few minutes away from starting this second half. And Lee had a number of opportunities in that first half, Sterling, but UNG converted on the opportunities that they got. 2 shots on goal and 2 in the back of the net.
Yeah, you always want to convert when you have shots on goal. Sometimes keepers make good saves. Sometimes you're just unlucky with the shot. But North Georgia, 2 shots on goal, 2 goals. Only 5 shots total, which it feels like they have a lot more, but some of those have just been crosses that just kind of got close and didn't end up working out. Lee, 4 shots on goal, nothing going in. 4 saves for Isabel Lee. So, pretty good game so far in general. Overall, not a lot for each side to complain about besides the 2 goals that went in for North Georgia. But Lee still played a very strong game. It's not that they've been sloppy or anything like that. They've given up 2 goals, and they were both very good goals.
Yeah, I think the Lady Flames have been good. North Georgia has just been better.
Yeah,
they've been really good in that first half. And you talk about the goalkeeper, Isabel Lee, for the Nighthawks, 4 saves in that first half. She hasn't given up a goal since the first game of the season, the opener against Wingate. She had a clean sheet in the first half on the road at UNC Pembroke. Then they went to Faith Bullied in the second half, and the Rays were able to find 2 late goals there that were kind of consolation goals. And then the 3-0 win at Young Harris, Isabel Lee played all 90 minutes there. So she hasn't given up a goal in a little over 2 games right now. She's been really strong lately, and that's what they've needed out of the transfer from High Point.
Yeah, and to further that point, it's not even just the Wingate game that she hasn't given up a goal since the first half in that. And it wasn't just the first half. It was the first 20 or so minutes of that game.
Yeah.
So it's been almost 130 something minutes of goalless from her. So it's been very strong. I think some of that is just getting into the rhythm of playing with a new team and working with this back line that has shifted around a little bit. We've seen a couple of players in and out of that rotation.
Yeah, and that was a 3-2 game at halftime against Wingate. The Nighthawks trailed, came back, scored 2 second-half goals to win that one 4-3. They lead 2-0 here against the Lady Flames, looking to take down the number 16 team in the country for the Lady Flames. They're looking for their first-ranked win under their second-year head coach, Lee Hughes. They have not beat a ranked team since they took down number 4 West Florida back in 2023.
Neither of these teams have a particularly strong record against ranked opponents, but, they can change that today with a win or a loss.
Yeah, the Nighthawks under Kaylee Ralton still finding their footing, you could call it, against ranked teams. 3-8-2 since Ralton took over. 2020 COVID season, which was played in the spring. So we're just about ready to go for the second half here from Dahlonega. And the key number for North Georgia that we talked about early in the broadcast, Sterling, is 3. 29-0-1 is their record under Kaylee Ralton when they score 3 or more goals. Obviously one more, and they would reach that mark. And a third goal here early in this second half would really be a backbreaker for the Lady Flames.
Yeah, if you give up one here right, I'll say within the first 10 minutes of the half, you're going to be chasing. It's almost like in football when you get down 2 or 3 scores and you just have to start throwing it. You get reckless, you get, whatever, and it turns into a bad game.
And so we'll see what kind of aggressiveness North Georgia comes out with to start the second half.
If I was the coaching staff, I would try and get a goal as soon as possible. Obviously, you're trying to score every time you go on the field. But if I was the coaching staff, I would have told the girls in the locker room, hey, let's put some pressure on them early here. Let's go get one and put this game to bed.
And quickly, this is Megan Davis. It gets deflected. Clark, the header forward for Diaz. So the North Georgia first half goals. In the 13th minute, it was Nina Lopez with a beauty. That was assisted by Megan O'Brien. As Wheeler takes it away from Grace Berry. And now on the run, Lopez with some space, a 4-on-4, and Lopez past her defender. Goes to the far side. That's O'Brien. She had the second goal for the Nighthawks. It was assisted by Aronoff and Grace McGill. And tried to cross it on the ground for Kylie Drew, but it's intercepted and cleared by Isabella Valentine. Clark with plenty of space. Alasia Nye back into the game starting this second half.
I didn't exactly pay attention to it. Did she come back in the first half? Do you know if that...
Only 22 minutes played, and that's about what I would have guessed when she went out the first time, which was after the second North Georgia goal. So I believe this is the first time we've seen her since she was subbed out in that opening half.
That's something you wouldn't normally see, especially from your leading goal scorer. You wouldn't think that the coaching staff would even if you get a yellow card or something like that, the coaching staff probably isn't taking you out. You're the leading goal scorer. So that might be something to keep an eye on if maybe she is dealing with something that wasn't, we don't know about or anything like that.
Oettinger nearly had Drew, but Valentine just stepped in front of it. And Clark kicks it into Oettinger, and they're a little out of shape. Bailey still battling on the near side, and now Wheeler. And perhaps maybe just trying to make sure Nye is rested for this second half and this comeback effort that the Lady Flames will have to put together. Lucy Smith with the tackle. Clark almost took it from her. Clark will take the throw in. Clark between a couple defenders. Oettinger couldn't get there. And it comes to Baresi, who heads it out and concedes a Lady Flames throw in now. Nye double teamed and tackled by Clark. McGill with an assist already today. She had the second assist on O'Brien's goal.
It's odd being down 2 goals. You only have one player up front, putting pressure on the North Georgia back line, and that maybe that was something that the coaching staff decided, around the time they took Nye out, was we're going to keep her in the entire second half. Let's rest her a little bit so she can run back and forth on the field. But I don't know. It's a weird game plan, in my opinion.
Obviously, no one knows their team better than Lee Hughes does with this Lady Flames squad. And Kaylee Ralton talked about his coaching prowess pregame, the success he had as an assistant at Texas, that he's a very smart soccer mind, very tactical, so it almost feels like a decoy or a ploy to maybe not show that aggressiveness this early in the second half.
Yellow card shown there.
So that goes on Aubrey Benfield, the freshman from Berlin, New Jersey. Her first yellow card of the season.
Yeah, and she knew what she did. She didn't turn her back to the referee, or turned her back to the referee, got back in position. So she knew she did wrong there, and she was just trying to stop play.
So Wheeler will start it from just inside midfield to the far side for O'Brien. And that was Benfield that headed it away. Drew with a good takeaway in the attacking third. Lopez back for Aronoff. O'Brien trying to find space for a cross, and it'll be a North Georgia corner. be the 5th Nighthawk corner of the contest, only 2 for Lee. First one of the second half for UNG.
And we've seen them today. They've done very well in these corners, gotten in several dangerous positions. Ball has gotten low across the goal.
And a delay as the official has some words to share with the scrum right near the penalty spot. Wheeler, curling ball right towards the goal, headed up, still loose, and a whistle. Foul on North Georgia, so Whitcomb will boot it away.
That's the set piece target, Grace McGill there. Always going to be the one to go after on these corners and free kicks.
Yeah, McGill at 5'9", one of the tallest players on the roster for UNG.
Not just tall, though. Very strong as well, able to get free from anyone who's marking her.
Member of UNG's Corps of Cadets is Grace McGill. Recently graduated Air Assault School, a very prestigious achievement for a cadet. Is certainly not just a leader on this team for the Nighthawks, but within the University of North Georgia community.
I don't know how you could be an athlete and a cadet.
She's just the model student here at UNG. So impressive what McGill is able to do as a successful cadet, as a successful athlete, and do it at the same time, like you said. That one gets past Diaz. Wheeler got a foot on it. Lopez in the area. Oettinger comes from behind, and teamwork makes it happen for Diaz. Stumbling was O'Brien, but she gets her footing. Across the field to Oettinger on the near side with a little bit of room. Oettinger on her right foot, looking to make a move. She does, towards her right. Gets around the defense. Tripped up, and no whistle. Would have been a penalty had it been called.
I don't think there was much in that. I think it was just very good defense.
Maybe a little acting as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're taught to do that
especially
nowadays.
when you're in the box. Absolutely. Wheeler directing traffic before she gets rid of it. Still hangs on to it and retreats back to McGill. Bresci on the ground to Christian. Good touch to maintain possession. Back for Wheeler. Far side to Aronoff. Hesitates and gets around Barry. Still with it. Aronoff up for O'Brien, and she won't get there before Valentine sent it back to midfield. And just cleared away. It'll be a North Georgia throw-in.
Oettinger plays very different to a lot of traditional wingers in the sense that most of those players, you know, they play to the sideline, to the byline, and cut back inside towards the goal. She does not do that, at least not, you know, as much as you would normally see. She'll go right at the byline and try and cross it across.
Clark for Oettinger. It's still in that corner. And a whistle, a foul. I believe that's on Oettinger, so the Lady Flames take possession back. Still trailing by 2 goals. See North Georgia leading the fouls category. But that aggression is part of what's led to this 2-goal lead.
Some good one-touch passing here to get pressure off.
And Drew couldn't get it to Oettinger. Whitcomb. Diaz receives it from Clark on the throw. Couldn't find Lopez. O'Brien in a battle with Barry. Won by Barry. And the Lady Flames on a run the other way. Barry, a nice move. Lopez tackles her from behind. No whistle. A great job and a late call. So will be a set piece for the Lady Flames and perhaps their first real scoring opportunity of the second half. And a lot of barking back and forth for both teams, trying to direct traffic for this set piece. Sides is the one who will take it. Into the box near the top. Valentine tripped up and a whistle just outside the penalty area. It will be a free kick. North Georgia lucky that this is not a PK for the Lady Flames.
Yeah, extremely lucky. I mean, that there. A little bit of acting like we talked about a second ago with falling over, but she was definitely a touch there a little bit, and any sort of contact in the box, especially as a forward, you're told, hey, don't dive, but let's add a little theatrics to it.
It was Valentine that went down. I couldn't tell if it was O'Brien or McGill that was whistled for the foul. And have to expect Megan Davis to go for goal here.
Yeah, interestingly, only a three-person wall.
Davis shoots low, stopped by Lee right there, and she jumps on it before the rest of the Lady Flames attackers can get there.
Great reaction. She would have seen that ball late around the wall. So, great reaction there to get low, get down there. Bounced off her just for a second, but she was able to collect.
Isabel Lee with 5 saves in this game. 4 of them in the first half. That's her first here in the second 45, and a whistle. The foul called on Riley Bradley. UNG quickly going. O'Brien couldn't get there. Lopez tripped up, and a whistle again. Now a North Georgia set piece just inside the attacking third. Wheeler goes quickly to Clark on the near side. Looking for some space. Clark with 3 defenders in the area. Tries to cut back and is snuffed out by Lucy Smith. Quickly, Clark throws it in for Diaz. Good touchback. Clark with some room. Long cross. Trying to get in position was O'Brien, but it was headed by Sides before she could get there.
Giving Lee no time to get set on any of these set pieces or anything like that. Free kick was taken quickly, and the corner was taken very quickly. Obviously now held up a little bit with some substitutions coming on.
Bailey Odinger checks out. Blanca Cruz back in. 2 substitutions for the Lady Flames as well. It's Madeline Franz, the freshman, back into the game, as well as Annalisa Lujan. Lopez from way out, right to Abby Whitcomb. Another shot on goal for the Nighthawks. We talked about Blanca Cruz and her ability to pretty much score from anywhere. Nina Lopez has that calling card as well, and we've seen her do that a little bit last season. Even today as well with that one that she scored that was from just outside the box in the first half back in the 13th minute.
Yeah, the one we saw today just outside the box, but even that one had a ton of power on it. So she feels like I can go from any distance and get one on goal here.
It's also situational. She was in the area of 3 defenders and got around them herself with a beautiful move and had the confidence to go for goal in that situation, and it worked out.
Yeah, and that time she was by herself. Maybe felt, I'm going to put one on goal here and see if anything happens. Sometimes you might get told on the sidelines, hey, what were you thinking there? But other times, coaches are just going to look at it and go, it's a good shot.
Lopez was a star in high school at Edgewood, a native of Melbourne, Florida. Was a 4-time Player of the Year in her last 2 seasons there for 3 different media outlets. 34 goals and 36 assists in her career in high school.
That's incredible.
So yeah, someone who can do a little bit of everything, and that's why she plays and starts almost every game in the midfield for UNG.
I mean, the goals is one thing, but the assists on top of that as
right,
well.
Right, exactly.
A lot of times, as players, you see one or the other. You don't normally see both.
And we've seen that in her college career as well. 4 goals, 2 assists last season, 3 goals and 1 assist this year already. And it looks like we're going to get a Lady Flames substitution. Nora Burton, the redshirt senior, who started this game, going back in, taking the place of Lucy Smith. Burton, one of Lee's goal scorers against Tusculum. That was her first goal since October 27th, 2023. Played and started in all 18 games last year for the Lady Flames. Diaz, a good job to win that battle. O'Brien, 1 touch to Lopez. Trying to get there before the slide from Valentine. Lopez goes down late and gets the call. Isabella Valentine can't believe it. And she gets a yellow card for that.
I was going to say, I'm very surprised that wasn't an immediate reach into the pocket for a card there. I mean, that was totally blatant, completely late. There was no reason for that.
We've seen Valentine sliding left and right in this game. She's had a couple successful slide tackles, but that one earns her her first caution of the season. So Wheeler with another opportunity for the Nighthawks. Clock stopped at 28:42 here in the second half. Wheeler going for goal, and Whitcomb easily makes the save.
See Lee just changing how they're playing a little bit. Earlier in the game, they were playing out the back quite a bit, passing short until they got in the midfield and then taking the longer ball up. Now they're just playing, let's go the long ball, playing aggressive, and it's worked. We've seen them in UNG's final third quite a bit this second half.
Just outside the 18, Wheeler makes the deflection. That pass from Aronoff a little behind Drew. They had a chance for a quick counter, but now Drew will dribble it over to the near side and play it back for Clark. Wheeler taken down by Barry. She's got space and numbers. Into the middle, and that's cut off by Aronoff. A great job for that pass intended for Lujan. Still in danger territory is Burton on the near side. Clark comes up to play. Burton, the cross to the top. Nye is there. 1 touch. Has space and pushes down Aronoff, and that is a foul on Alasia Nye. Very aggressive, trying to find an opening for a shot. She eventually got it on goal, but after the whistle, and I think that's a good call there.
I think so too. I mean, she clearly pushed over.
That was Aronoff, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. And it was very good for the lead for the get the ball to her. She's like we talked about every single time they've gotten in the final third. That's who to get the ball to, and they finally did it here for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, they haven't done it a lot.
No, and we saw it when look.
Naya spin, no whistle, and a foul called on her inside the penalty area. And she's down, writhing in pain as the clock stops at 26:32.
I think that one could have gone either way. Referee saw it going UNG's way.
There was a lot of contact. Nye was the initiator, I think, on her spin that tried to get herself open.
I think it was the original contact is what the referee is calling here. She was definitely fouled afterwards, and that would have been a penalty, but at first she was the aggressor in that situation.
And Nye's had an interesting trajectory to her collegiate career. You'll notice that the lead goal scorer for them this season, was not on the preseason all-conference team. She only had 3 goals last year after a stellar 2023 campaign in which she had 12 goals and 2 assists. She had 32 shots on goal in 2023. It was a first-team all-conference selection, first-team all-region by the D2 CCA, and second-team all-region by the United Soccer Coaches, and just took a step back last year, and with 4 goals through their first 2.5 games, appears to be on the right track, back to the prowess that she had 2 years ago. Good move from Lopez, trying to find space, hesitates, and now plays for Clark. Back to the middle with Wheeler. Aronoff has room. She sends one into the box, intended for Drew, but it's headed before it gets there. That looked like perhaps Sydney Clements on the stop. Check that, that's number 18, Whitney Kerrigan. Diaz, tackled just outside the box by Valentine. Burton plays it for Franz. She runs into Cruz, Diaz, Lopez, Cruz. Couldn't get inside the box with possession.
It's interesting she didn't take that shot first time. I thought she had a pretty good window there to just rip one. But felt the pass was the better play, and it didn't end up working out.
Counter for the Flames. This is Bradley on the far side. Aronoff marking her. A good battle there. Aronoff tightly covering her. Towards the end line. Saved in the corner by Bradley. Still in. And now Benfield with some space. Into the box. There's Nye. Puts a head on it, but off target. Misses it wide right. Aronoff with some strong defense there. The senior from Decula. Younger sister of former Nighthawk standout Ariel Aronoff. And Alexa's been a key piece for this team on that back line ever since she arrived in Dahlonega. Kylie Drew goes off. Sam Cottle comes on for the Nighthawks. Siri Stensley and Ava Smith also on for the Lady Flames. Cruz to O'Brien with a little bit of room. 2-on-2 with O'Brien and Cottle on the near side. Now the defenders get back. O'Brien towards the goal line. Tried to get across. Diaz was in the area, but not before Abby Whitcomb jumped on it.
I think she just drove a little too far into the byline there. Wasn't able to get a good angle on the cross. But either way, still really good. It was a great pass up here by midfield to get the ball so far forward like that, and then she was able to control it all the way to the byline.
Barry finds Annalisa Lujan. To the middle, and here's a chance, and into the...
She was offsides by a mile there.
And there is the line judge on the far side with the flag up, and so the Lady Flames will be disappointed to see the offsides call. That was Nora Burton.
The reason that they didn't go her way in the first place is because she was offsides, and then she made no attempt to get back on sides.
Yeah.
And then when the ball came back her way, she was still offsides, and that's never going to be a goal.
Cruz on the second ball, tried to go to Diaz. And Aubrey Benfield had other ideas. Back for Abby Whitcomb. Whitcomb for Lujan.
Great interception there.
Stensley had it taken away by Aronoff. Now Cruz. Nighthawks on a bit of a run. O'Brien on the far side, just into the shadows from the trees that overlook Lynn Cottrell Park. Crossed into the box. Stopped there by Franz. And up the sideline it goes for Stensley, who just checked into the game. The sophomore from Columbus. Lujan between two defenders, a nice pass. A shot, and Lee jumps on it again. Isabel Lee with an unbelievable game today. She's made now 6 saves on that shot from Ava Smith.
And even the ones that are difficult, she's made look fairly easy and fairly routine. So, like you said, great game from her.
And Lee is someone who didn't play a ton at High Point in her first 4 years of college. She redshirted the 2021 season. That was her freshman year. But only made 4 saves in 3 seasons in the next 3 years. Only played 4 games in total, so she's gotten the opportunity to be a major contributor to one of the top women's soccer teams in the country at the Division II level, and today has been perhaps her breakout game.
Oh, I think this season by far it's been her breakout game. I mean, most saves.
O'Brien and Lopez check out. Sarah Woodall and Angelina Neuer-Behesht check in. 2 freshmen on the roster and a bunch of underclassmen on the pitch right now for UNG. Woodall and Cruz near the ball right now, as well as Cottle, the sophomore. Lujan, good play for Smith. Into the penalty area again. Turn, shoots, stopped by McGill before it could get there. Great defense by the junior. And Neuer-Behesht called for too much contact. Great defense by McGill to halt what felt like perhaps the best scoring chance this half.
I mean, that ball went right up the middle of the Nighthawk defense. It looked like they were out of shape a little bit there, and then McGill was able to recover and get in front of the shot and blocked it. Crucial block because Isabel Lee was on the other side of the goal.
Yeah. So taking the free kick is Grace Berry. He's going to land a few yards into the box, but Sarah Woodall did a great job to head it away. And Diaz, a nice tackle by Berry as she repossesses it. Arnoff cuts that pass off, and it stays in. Thought it was going to go over the touchline, and finally it does, but it's a North Georgia throw. Diaz trying to find Neuer-Behesht. And the Nighthawks will throw it in again. Certainly taking their time. 2-goal lead, under 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, you got to waste as much time as possible anytime you can in games like these. It's interesting that, you start doing it that 25-minute mark and you don't think it makes a difference, and then you get to that 5-minute mark and you go, we've played for 15 minutes? What's going on?
Yeah, the second half has gone rather quickly, and the ball has been in play for most of it. That's perhaps why. Cruz, good pass for Cottle. Now to the left side, into the box. Cottle waiting for a shot, and it's saved by Whitcomb. Great feed from Cruz to Cottle with an opportunity on her left foot, but a nice save.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if maybe she just didn't feel like the shot was right. I thought she maybe should have taken it off that maybe second touch when she had an opening. She just kind of kept going across the box there and ended up closing the angle on herself, making a fairly routine save there.
It's one of the first North Georgia opportunities in a few minutes as Lee has amped up the pressure down. Coming up later this week, September 17th, Fall Spirit Night here at the UNG soccer field. Men's and women's doubleheader for you. The Nighthawks will, on the women's side, will take on Lincoln Memorial, another regional out-of-conference. And the men open their Peach Belt Conference season after that against Lander. Should be a very fun night here at Lynn Cottrell Park.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Both those games are fairly early, which should change things a little bit with it not being night, but you'll still see a good crowd out here, especially with it being Spirit Night. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a 3 p.m. kick for the women against the Rail Splitters of LMU. 5:30 p.m. the schedule for the men taking on Lander. So an early midweek matchup for both of these teams, the UNG men's and women's squads. For the Lady Flames, they also begin conference season after this. They'll head to Alabama for a pair of games against the Gulf South schools in the state. It's Huntsville first on Friday, and then West Alabama 2 days later on Sunday. So they get a little bit of time off before their next game, and perhaps going to need it after facing a tough North Georgia opponent if this result holds.
Yeah, I mean, playing 2 days, 3 days after you've already played is always tough, but then you add on the fact that you've played a very physical, very tough game here against North Georgia. Just adds to it.
Yeah, the Lady Flames have a strong schedule coming up. Those 2 games in Alabama, certainly not easy. Then Valdosta State after that for their home conference opener. AUM and West Florida to follow. I mean, that's a 5-game stretch that is certainly not going to be easy for this team that is back in the top 25 and is hoping to stay there. And this result may have an effect on that in next week's poll, which is scheduled to come out in 2 days on Tuesday. Cottle into the midfield for Woodall. And just too strong. Woodall couldn't get there. Bumped off of it by fellow freshman Madeline Franz. And up the sideline, trying to chase it down, is Smith. She's in a race with McGill, who beats her to it and boxes her out nicely. It stays in right along the end line, and McGill turns away. Great defense from the veteran. And a UNG throw.
That's one of those where as a defender you're just praying that ball keeps rolling because you've just ran 30, 40 yards and you just don't want to have to play anymore. But ended up staying in, and she made a pretty good move there to get out of the corner.
Woodall back for Aronoff, then all the way up for Cruz, but not before Sides intercepted it. Now Wheeler has it. On a run already, Lopez receives it. Has Cottle, plays her just outside the top of the box. Cottle, right-footed shot, blocked by Burton, stays in and goes over the end line. A North Georgia corner coming up. Under 15 minutes to play. UNG with the 2-0 lead, so the clock will stop for any North Georgia subs from here on out, and it looks like they do have one getting ready to check in from over here. I believe it's Alex Clark. I think that's actually Chloe Diaz who will come in perhaps on the next opportunity. It's actually Clark to take the corner right now. Off her right foot towards the back post. And Cottle couldn't jump up and get it. Lopez is there to control. Try to get it back to the middle. Out of the penalty area to Aronoff. Good crossover move to the far side. Newer Behesh tried to spin off the defense, and they were whistled for a foul.
Looks like Malia Burke's also warming up over there on the sideline, so this coaching staff looking to shore up the defense a little bit, heading under 10 minutes.
So Wheeler to take the set piece just inside the shadow. Wheeler delivers a good ball, but no Nighthawks could get there before the Lady Flames keeper Whitcomb. And a bad roll. Clark intercepts it, and shot just off target, a little out of control. Good idea, though.
Yeah, just couldn't decelerate enough there to really control the shot, and just ended up putting that one way off the target.
So as we approach 12 minutes remaining in this game, North Georgia has now gone 176 minutes without giving up a goal. Last time they did was in the 83rd minute on the road against UNC Pembroke in what could largely be considered garbage time, as they had 4 first-half goals in that game. Came away with the 4-2 win, but a clean sheet against the Mountain Lions of Young Harris, and a goose egg on the scoreboard for the Lady Flames with just under 12 minutes remaining.
And you've had a lot of shots go towards the goal here, but none of them have really been challenging for Isabel Lee to get after. We did see the offsides goal that went in, but obviously it's an offsides goal. It doesn't count. So,
and that looked like Nora Burton, who was offsides again on that through ball from Madeline Franz.
Yep, Isabel Lee just taking her time, getting over the ball. Waste as much time off this clock as possible before the referee starts to get on to you about it.
And now Lee finally plays it in for Baresi. These are two teams that were really strong on defense last year. The Lady Flames only allowed 19 goals in total all season. North Georgia just 17 a season ago, and that's part of the conversation that we had earlier. Historically, this UNG team has always been strong on defense, and they've kept that while trying to add the firepower up front. And I asked Kaylee Ralton about that first game against Wingate, giving up 3 first-half goals, but obviously they were clean in the second 45 and came away with the victory. And she attributed it a little bit to the change in personnel and the intention in adding depth and ability up front, but also just first-game jitters, and you're just trying to get back in the swing of the season. And really, since then, the defense has been unbelievable.
Yeah, and Ryan Hutchison and I, we covered that game, and we talked about it at boredom, basically, getting into a rhythm playing the game.
Here's an opportunity. It got past everyone. Looked like it was going to go out. That was Burton again right in front of the goal, but she couldn't get a foot on it as she got tangled with the defense. Still not out of trouble yet, and it'll be a Lady Flames throw.
No, and very lucky North Georgia is to not have a penalty being called right there, because she was thrown to the ground. Whether she was thrown to the ground or whether she went to the ground, not entirely sure, but either way, she ended up on the ground. So, very lucky not to have a penalty.
Couple more substitutes for both teams. Kimora Hall checking in for the Nighthawks, as well as Kylie Drew back into the game. Abigail Davis, sophomore from Colorado Springs, along with Maddie Davis, no relation, in as well. There's 3 Davises on the Flames, none of which are related. Interesting note. That one's through the box. Going to chase it down is Maddie Davis, fresh into the game with those fresh legs, but couldn't get there in time.
No, and that ball, it was a good idea, just well over hit. There really was no chance there.
Barry receives the second ball and controls, trying to turn off of Lopez. The cross comes in, headed up by McGill. Lee ran down.
They're going to get a penalty here.
A Lady Flames attacker, and this will be a penalty kick. That was Ava Smith that went down. Lee tried to get there and I think was caught off guard that McGill headed that ball. She thought she had to go grab it, and now a penalty kick could put the Lady Flames on the board.
Yeah, maybe just a little lapse in communication there. McGill went up for it. She's always going to win those headers. Isabel Lee felt like she had to get out to that ball, and that is her right as a keeper. But
Avery Sides, the senior from Colorado Springs, looking for her first goal of the season. First team all-conference member last year. This could be big with under 10 minutes to go. Lee ready. Sides ready. And into the back of the net on the right side, going over Isabel Lee, who guessed the right direction, but well placed by Avery Sides, and the Lady Flames are on the board.
Yeah, sometimes location is better than power with penalties, and that was the case there. I mean, Isabel Lee chose the right direction. You're supposed to go low on a penalty. Just it was a better shot than.
And so the first goal of the season for Avery Sides makes it a 1-goal game. 8.5 minutes remaining here in Dahlonega. And so now the Nighthawks have to be a little bit more careful, especially with the ball in their final third. You can hear the Lee bench and the fans that have made the trip down here to Dahlonega raising the volume level and intensity here in the final 10 minutes. Cottle speeding past a pair of defenders, trying to find Hall. She's dispossessed and had it taken away. Davis, that's a nice touch by Woodall. Tried to go back to Clark, and it was just too far behind her. Smith taken down by Clark at a free kick. This will be Davis. Megan, that is. Good strong kick to the top of the box. And this is a whistle on North Georgia. A free kick just outside the penalty area. Yet again, almost the exact same spot as earlier for the Lady Flames.
Yeah, a little bit further to the left there. I think that call is a little weak. I mean, both players went up for it. One player's just bigger and stronger than the other one, but sometimes you get that call, sometimes you don't.
Last time the Lady Flames were here, it was Barry that took the set piece, and Isabel Lee made a save. Barry communicating with Megan Davis, the strategy here. Last time UNG went with a 3-person wall. It looks like it's going to be 4 this time. Cottle, Weidler, McGill, and Baresi.
Very tight there, trying to force the shot to go one way.
Barry shoots over the goal. A good, strong shot. Again, feels like a position you have to go for goal, and Lee didn't have to do anything.
A little wasteful not to at least put one, where Isabel Lee has to make a save, but sometimes that's hard when you have to go over a wall and you're that tight. It's a little easier sometimes when you're farther out. You can kind of, put the ball where you want it and then let it drop naturally. You don't always have that when you're that close.
Chloe Davis takes the place of Kimora Hall. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Clock is stopped again. And so they'll reset the clock, add 7 seconds to 6:21. So they're adding 6:27 instead of 6:21 to the clock and just communicating how to start and stop it. Lopez couldn't win it on the far side. Quickly throw in for the Lady Flames. That was Sides getting it in. Smith up for Sides on the end line. And North Georgia will get possession and take their time on this throw. Exactly 6 minutes left on the clock. Kylie Drew subs out. I believe that's O'Brien that came back in.
Stepping on for the Nighthawks, number 11, Megan O'Brien.
Tackle by Diaz, and she'll get a yellow card.
Yeah, straight through the back there. That's going to be a card every time. I mean, you might be able to poke the ball between the legs, but you're going through a person to get that. It's going to be a card.
Diaz's first of the season, 4th of the game between these two teams. 2 for each side. Valentine and Benfield have the 2 for the Lady Flames. Oettinger and Diaz have the 2 for the Nighthawks. So clock stopped at 5:45. Another set piece opportunity.
I believe Isabel Lee was also given a yellow card.
What a stop by Cottle. She jumped up. And she gets a yellow card for that, as that was a violation, and we'll try it again, this time a little bit closer.
Yellow card issued to number 10, Sam Cottle of the Nighthawks.
So the referee has officially recorded the cards, and now we go again. Just into the box. O'Brien got a foot on it. Loose ball back to the top as Lee, I think, punched it out.
Yeah, she did a great job to come out from her line and punch that ball out. Very crucial because there was several players that were able to get there.
And that ball clears everybody from sides, and Isabel Lee pounces on it right at the top of the 18. Would love a third goal for the Nighthawks to put this one on ice. Now here's an opportunity. O'Brien nearly had a breakaway, but Valentine gets it straight up into the air to stop what would have almost been a surefire goal. O'Brien chases it all the way down to the far touchline. No signal as to whose throw it is, and it'll be the Lady Flames. Now Smith makes a nice turn. McGill is there to pressure. Smith a long run, and McGill will just concede a throw-in. 4.5 minutes to go. Lady Flames going quickly. Maddie Davis tripped up, and another free kick.
You see both these teams just starting to get a little bit too physical, and the referee's trying to put a stop to it. I thought that was mostly ball there, but when you've gotten several cards and several fouls in a row, you're going to get that call.
Clock still ticking at 4:05 and counting. The free kick from Barry into the heart of the box and into the back of the net. Isabella Valentine got a piece of it and finds the equalizer. 2 late goals for the Lady Flames have tied it at 2 apiece.
Set pieces are always dangerous. They're always goal-scoring opportunities, and this Lee team has been, I'd say, the better team in the second half. They're playing with a lot more intensity. And that was just a good header. A lot of bodies in the box there. It's going to be hard for a goalkeeper to try and figure out where that ball might end up.
Valentine gets the goal. Grace Berry gets the assist on the free kick, and we're all tied at 2 with less than 4 minutes to go. Drama for the Lady Flames, just what they were looking for in the final stages of this game. A huge result for them, given the way the first 70 minutes of this game went.
And both goals scored without their leading scorer, Elijah Nye, on the field. So they're doing a lot of scoring a lot with different players. You have a penalty, of course, which, changes things. The other goal was a set piece as well. So if you're North Georgia's defense, you don't necessarily feel that bad about it. You've given up 2 goals from set pieces, no open play goals, but you've still given up 2 goals.
And North Georgia has been physically more aggressive, more fouls, more yellow cards in this game for the entire duration, and that's part of the reason they were successful in that first half. So it'd be easy to look at the set piece call on that last goal and say if we were just a little less aggressive, but that would be getting away from what has worked in this game.
Exactly, yeah.
Now they're going to have to be aggressive on offense in the final 2.5 minutes. O'Brien with some space just inside the box on a great ball from Wheeler. She'll play it into the corner. And it's kicked out for a throw-in. Clock stops for substitution. Bailey Odinger is going to check back in for North Georgia. She takes the place of Sam Cottle. It's also Siri Stensley on for the Lady Flames.
Stepping on for the Flames, number 3, Siri Stensley.
Diaz received the throw-in and then was tackled. Ball still loose. Over the line again, and another North Georgia throw-in. Quickly to O'Brien in the corner. Her defender fell down for a moment. That was Davis. Now O'Brien with 2 covering her. And a North Georgia foul. That's on Campbell Young, the sophomore who was checked into the game. 90 seconds to play. Again, we'll be back here at Lynn Cottrell Park on Wednesday as these Nighthawks will take on Lincoln Memorial at 3 o'clock. You can catch that right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Lopez on the far side with 60 seconds to go. Into the box. Lopez has it booted away by Isabella Valentine. UNG looking for some late heroics. Young finds Lopez right near the end line. Diaz just outside the area. Good move. Diaz, 2 defenders on her. Lost it. And a foul. Clock stops at 37.1. UNG is going to get a set piece that could lead to a game winner. From about 20 yards out. Lopez, Wheeler, and Diaz all in the conversation discussing the strategy here. Lopez with a goal already this game. It's Diaz who takes it right towards the net, and Whitcomb is right there. Tried to go right over the wall, and Abby Whitcomb still was able to find it. Might have been North Georgia's last chance to take the winner, unless they can get a quick counter. Young heads it forward for Woodall, and nobody's there as she played it up. Deep into the box it goes, and Isabel Lee scoops it up. Only 10 seconds to go.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And just a last-second half-hearted effort from Grace Berry will conclude this one in a draw. And an anticlimactic finish for the Nighthawks, who led all the way until the last 10 minutes. It was an 82nd minute goal for Lee, a penalty kick from Avery Sides that got them on the board, Sterling. And then Isabella Valentine, the header off the free kick, equalizes it in the 87th minute. So UNG leads for 81 minutes in this contest and comes away with the draw. Disappointing, but that's a very strong lead team.
Yeah. Time you give up 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, you're going to feel bad about it, but they were both from set pieces, and you played well otherwise. I mean, Isabel Lee had a great game up until that penalty, and then she was she was the cause of that penalty. She ended up getting a yellow card for it. Gave up the goal, and then the set piece from a little ways out, and then. But North Georgia played well, like we talked about in the game, a little aggressive. You don't want to change how you play, but maybe in coming games that's something that needs to tone down a little bit.
Isabel Lee, as you mentioned, with the strong game today, 6 saves for her. She had 4 saves in her entire career before she arrived at North Georgia, and she's been a key piece for them. For the Lady Flames, 2 late goals, and they pick up a big result. Both teams remain unbeaten as the Lady Flames move to 2-0-1. The Nighthawks 3-0-1 with their first draw of the season. Again, we'll be back here on Wednesday, another non-conference and a big regional matchup this week against the Rail Splitters of Lincoln Memorial, who are always a solid team as the Nighthawks look to pick up win number 4. For our camera crew with Tara Crow and our director Gavin Beck, and for Sterling Allen, I am Brendan Shabath. Thank you so much for joining us on the Nighthawk Sports Network. We'll see you Wednesday right here at 3 p.m. as the Nighthawks face the Rail Splitters. The final score from Dahlonega between the 16th-ranked Lady Flames of Lee and the 13th-ranked Nighthawks of North Georgia, 2-2, a draw.